cut from that cloth as well, as far as being a competitor and wanting to win and having that drive and dedication to put the work in.
Diggins-Smith launches, then connects on her third three of the half.
Diggins-Smith the whole way, count it.
In every avenue, I'm just trying to be the best. If it's a competition, I'm trying to win.
Diggins-Smith finishes plus the foul.
I think it's awesome that, the Mercury have surrounded themselves with people and players who are allies to women, who are champions for women.
Diggins-Smith with a great steal and one. He throws it up and it goes in.
Four-time All-Star, one of the biggest names and games in the WNBA. Welcome to your new TV team, Skylar. Great to have you.
Thank you, guys. That was an awesome welcome and intro. I love it.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it's nice to have you here. We're used to looking at Eddie Johnson. This is such an upgrade, some knowledge.
Hey, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
Oh, but you must at some point. You're a natural, though, on TV. I mean, just look at your resume. You're on the ESPYs, tons of TV commercials and appearances, Zoom interviews. So you're going to be really good at this, and we're excited too. Third overall pick in 2013, four-time All-Star, two-time WNBA first team, and in your first season with the Mercury, averaged 18 points, 4 assists. How was that first season here in Phoenix?
It was great. Obviously I got to play with the great Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner, and in our time together, just really being able to gel together. And I feel like this is my reintroduction to Phoenix in a way, getting to finally play some games outside of the bubble and in Phoenix this year. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm always thrilled to be a part of such a great team with great athletes.
So there's you, there's Diana. I mean, how would you compare you to, say, Devin or to Chris Paul? Who's who when it comes to you two?
Well, I don't know if I would necessarily make that comparison, but what I would say is I can recall Chris Paul's statements and why he wanted to come to Phoenix, and that's to play for an organization who was cultivating such a great culture with Monty Williams and James Jones here. And then he wanted to play with Devin Booker. And I came here, I wanted to play with Diana Taurasi. And it takes time. It's not instant oatmeal. It obviously takes time to build that chemistry with each other. But hey, now they got it going, and it looks like poetry in motion. In the last 19 games, they're 16-3. So it takes time to build that chemistry. And obviously Diana and I, the way the season went, we got a lot of time to play with one another. And we did a lot of learning on the job.
Any comparison with CP and Book in their first year together, how they have blended their games like you and Diana did in your first season?
Well, it starts with having unselfish superstars, and that's what Devin Booker and Chris Paul are, along with Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. They're unselfish superstars, so it's easy playing with great players, and you have veteran leadership from Chris Paul. It's the Chris Paul effect, right? Wherever he goes, he's able to positively impact the team. He has a lot of wisdom, but he's also taken from Devin Booker as well. So some of it is just staying out of each other's way sometimes.
That is interesting. I mean, the intensity level of this team picked up with Chris Paul when he came to the Valley. Obviously, the Mercury have had success. What are you looking forward to most this season?
Well, I'm rubbing elbows with some of the greatest of all time. I'm looking forward to Olympics and being an opportunity to be an Olympian and obviously competing for another championship. So I'm thrilled at the opportunity to be in the Valley. And so many years I was on the other side of that X Factor, so I'm glad they got to cheer for me now.
And by the way, Chris Paul, a big fan and has tons of respect for the WNBA. Listen to this.
I've been to a WNBA WNBA game every summer. And I take my kids always, and for me to be the father of a young daughter, I think is very important because it's different. It's different. The women of the WNBA, when they have a plan or when they feel strongly about something, they execute it unapologetically. And it's something that I think our league we pay attention to, and we try to learn from them. But it's amazing to see not only what they do on the court, but what they do off the court.
Wow, and how cool is that, Skylar? He is now a member of the Mercury's X Factor, and he talked about watching the great Comets teams in Houston with Cynthia Cooper and Swoops and Tina Thompson. I mean, to have him around here in Phoenix too, like you said, to rub shoulders and elbows with is going to be fantastic.
I like to call that game recognized game. These guys understand the time and sacrifice of the grind that goes into playing at this level, at the elite level. And they respect women, and they respect women in sports. And all the respect that they're given is earned and deserved. So I couldn't be prouder to be a part of the WNBA and to be a part of a franchise in a city like Phoenix who have guys that just get it, like Chris Paul.
Well, I tell you, it's nice to have Chris Paul around. It's nice to have you around. What are you thinking this year going into your season with the talent you have around the Mercury? What are you expecting?
I mean, obviously here, the heart and soul of this franchise has been Diana Taurasi, and she has set the standard of championship or bust. So it's no secret. Just like every other team in the league, we're going after that championship this year.
And you were just 1 point away from the semifinals in the playoffs, 1 point away in a loss to Minnesota. That was without Brittany Griner, and Bria Hartley was also out with an injury. All right, you dissected that Suns-Lakers game from Tuesday night, and you pointed out Mikal Bridges' skill set. So unique. What is it about his game that impresses you?
In his third season, I think he's definitely one of the most improved players in the league. He doesn't need plays called for him. He's not going to get a lot of ISOs, but he does a great job of complimenting Devin Booker and Chris Paul. He moves without the basketball. He's going to be on the board in almost every statistical category every night. He averages 1 block a game. He's able to switch on the defenders, and I think his length really gives a lot of team troubles. He really is the X factor for this team's success, and I love what he's doing in his third season on this team.
Well, we love what he's doing, too, and it is amazing what he does out there on the floor and on every possession. Even when he isn't involved in the possession, he's making a difference. And now, unfortunately or fortunately for the Suns, his value is starting to show. so they're going to have to probably step up and keep this young man around for a long time.
He's not a secret anymore, right? In his third season, much improved three-point shooter, one of the best up-and-coming two-way players in the NBA right now.
And we've talked about how comfortable he is now. We're starting to see his personality, and he is one of the most favored teammates in that locker room. Skylar, thank you so much. We'll see you again at halftime. Great job. Great to have you on board.
Sounds good, guys.
Thank you.
Skylar Diggins-Smith here on Fox Sports Arizona. When we come back, it's the power matchup.